Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, dear listeners. This is Comeza Radio Africa, the voice of Comeza, the organization everybody wants to be associated with. The mind, the journey, the destiny. We apply our mind to the journey that takes us to our destiny. That is our philosophy. We inform and entertain. We develop and educate. We empower and support. We associate and network. That's the idea. We are a business and professional management services 24/7 internet streaming radio station. We broadcast both music and talk shows. Our objective is to use the African storytelling and Lekgotla conversation methodology in offering career coaching, education and learning guidance, continuous professional development, enterprise and entrepreneurship development, and connecting supply to demand. My name is Sam Zima. I am the CEO and the Executive Business Coach at Comeza GOC International. You can visit our website using the address www.comeza-goc.com. You are welcome also to become either our individual or corporate member at Comeza Friends and Supporters Club NPO, and all that can be done online at www.comezaclub.africa. You are welcome to send us email at callcenter@comeza-goc.com. I want to welcome our guest of the moment, Mr. Joseph Monnakgotla. Greetings, my brother.
Thanks, Mr. Chima.
How are you?
Already in yourself, sir.
I'm very well. Thank you for joining me for this important conversation that is using the Lekgotla methodology and, of course, facilitated by your story of your life, personally and professionally. I look forward to hear more about you.
Thanks, sir.
Yes. Let me also acknowledge you as one of our members of Comeza Friends and Supporters Club, NPO.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you for joining us. So, who is Joseph Monnakgotla? Joseph is a biblical name. So, tell us more about your name, full names, and where you were born, where you grew up, and what did you grow up doing?
My name is Joseph Leleki Monnakgotla. My mom is Tswana by heritage from Randburg in Phokeng. Then my dad, my biological father is South Sotho, but born and bred in Johannesburg. Yes. I was born on the 1st of May, 1959. I was born in Alexander Township. I was born in a shack.
Yeah.
Well, if my memory serves me right, I grew up in Alexander Township until the age of 6 years. Then my parents and I, we moved to Soweto, in the area called Central Western Jabavu, not far from Rockville, if you're familiar with Soweto.
Yeah, I know it very well. Central Jabavu.
Yes, Central Western Jabavu.
Yeah.
We lived in an average house. We had an average life until everything scaled down after my parents divorced when I was 7 years old. If my memory serves me well, there were so many nights as a young boy I had to watch helplessly as my father verbally and physically abused my mother. The memories of my mother's screams still cause me fresh grief. I've already learned that negative perceptions don't belong permanently as borders in my heart and my mind. After the legal dissolution of my parents' marriage, the pains and sufferings I went through were not easy to bear. I had no shoes, so my feet will crack and bleed by the time I finish walking a distance of more than 10 kilometers fending for myself. In the evening, I will fill the cracks with candle wax to ease the pain. As a young boy, I never had shoes. One morning, it was in the middle of winter, I cried because I had no shoes until I saw a man with no feet. It was a turnaround strategy for my life. In addition to that, as a young man, I used to wear a trouser without any underwear, the most humiliating factor in one's life. It was a poignant moment of my lifetime. On the other side of the coin, during my father, when he was still active, when we used to stay together, I used to remember very well, he used to narrate stories when he was presently sober. Then, unfortunately, we had to part after the divorce. In social context, a divorce leaves behind a legacy of damages, pains, and suffering. My dad was a man of mysterious personality. He was educated. My mom was not. In their marriage contract, it was antenuptial contract without accrual. In the court of law, my mom lost everything. We had no choice but to leave the property. My mother and I, we left empty-handed. We had only one suitcase and a blanket. The atmosphere was traumatizing. I was young, but I could feel the hardship. A divorce is difficult when no children are involved. Absolute agony when there are. I've shared a little of the anguish enjoyed by several of my close friends during and after their divorces. I gather my heart will cry if I had to withstand the same experiences. After my parents' divorce, as indicated earlier on, I had to apply my mind accordingly, then started fending myself because my mother left me behind with relatives to seek employment. She was a domestic worker. She was a domestic worker in the area of Orange Grove, not far from Houghton, and we bought the avenue. I stayed with my aunt. The poverty we went through, really, it was painful.
And then this was still in Soweto?
It was still in Soweto, Naledi Extension, if you know Naledi, in Soweto.
Yeah.
Yeah, we stayed in Naledi. I stayed with my aunt in Naledi. We used to go 2 to 3 days, no food in the house. Poverty started knocking at the door. When poverty enters through the door, as you know, love flies out of the window. Then I was 14 years old and my education was next to nothing really. Then I started looking for greener pastures in the area of Randburg as a gardener. Then I managed to secure a job as a gardener. I then bought myself books to study. It was labor intensive, but when I was still young, full of energy. Then I had a wonderful boss. He gave me all the support. Well, he taught me how to speak and write in good English. In addition to that, he taught me how to speak in Afrikaans. I can also speak and write in good Afrikaans. Then...
What was the name of your boss?
The name of my boss was Mr Russel Thomason.
Yeah.
English by heritage, originally from England. He was his previous alma mater was Cambridge University. Then he was very wonderful, very supportive. He supported me. He coached me. He gave me some few driving lessons. I had to know how to drive a car when I was still very young. Then Mr. Thomason and I were to party in the year 1980. I was 21 years old by then. I had my JC certificate.
So you were studying part-time?
Yeah, I was studying part-time through the Medin College.
For your high school education?
Yeah, for my high school education. I went through the Medin College.
And tell me your primary education, how did that happen?
My primary education, okay, let's take it back. It was at Tusanam Primary School in Molapo and Tristan at 2, because my parents divorced when I was 8 years old. Then I stayed with my uncle, my mother's uncle, not for long. Then my mother took me, because my uncle was, her uncle was a little bit strict on me. She then said, no, the atmosphere is not conducive for me then, which is why she arranged with my aunt to stay with me in the area of Naledi. Unfortunately, my aunt really was going through poverty. Then I had to stomach everything, really. We had to share that poverty together. It was painful. And the year 1973, on a Christmas day, yeah, I remember, if my memory serves me right, it was on a Christmas day. I had a short trouser, no shoes, I had a shirt. On that day, we had run. It was one of the best.
Just go back. I think I missed you there.
On the year 1973, just before starting my career as a gardener, I was still in a lady. On a Christmas day, as you know, on a Christmas day, every family, they have delicious meal. On that day, we had brown bread, baked beans, a glass of cozy cola, if you know cozy cola.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the best meal I had as a young boy. Then afterwards, I used to eat beyond that, and there were days we used to go 2 to 3 days without meal in the house. Then I've tasted the pangs of hunger. I know what is poverty. I understand it very well. Then, after my activities as a gardener, securing my JC certificate, I was 21 years old. Mr. Thomason and I, my former boss, were to part. Then I had to come back to Soweto. My mom was already married to my stepfather.
And what happened to Mr. Jefferson? Was it Jefferson?
Mr. Thomason, he went to Australia.
He went to?
Australia. He immigrated to Australia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the town is Perth, P-E-R-T-H, T-H.
Yeah, Perth in Australia.
Yeah, because he gave me the details. He gave me also his, those records. He used to love classical music. Then the light entertainers, the likes of Cliff Richard, the Bee Gees. I do still have those records with me. I still, unfortunately, I don't have a turntable, in today's modern time. But I kept them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he bought me my first suit, my first shirt, the trouser, everything. I still had them, my first suit.
What did he see in you that made him so much love you and so supportive?
I think what he saw in me, okay, let me tell you the story, how I approached him.
Yeah.
When I first met him, what I've said to him, I'm looking for a job as a gardener. My main mission is education. I can work for you for free. As long as you can just help me with education, you don't have to pay me any salary.
Yeah.
You provide me with food, shelter, help me with education, no salary, I'll be okay. I'm interested in educating myself, that's it. The rest will follow suit. Then he was taken aback by my statement. Then after some few seconds, he then said to me, no, Joe, those are wonderful words, but definitely I'll give you, on top of that, I'll give you a salary. You don't have to, I'll give you a salary, but those were wonderful words.
Where did you meet him?
Hello?
Where did you meet him?
Oh, okay, how the story happened. It was one weekend. My mom used to work after Orange Grove. He left Orange Grove. He worked in Fendale in Randburg. I don't know, are you familiar with Randburg?
Yes, I know Fendale very well.
Yeah, then one Saturday, she came to fetch me just to buy me some clothing. Then on our way to Fendale, I marked the path, the route. You know, during those apartheid days, sorry to say those.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's our history.
Yeah, during those apartheid days, we boarded a train to Westgate Station, then down West Street, I marked everything, then GP Street, then into a bus to Fendale. Then I started watching very closely, watching the directions. On our way to Fendale, we passed an area called Boskop.
Yeah.
There was a Blue Moon hotel. Then I said no to my mom, what is this area called? She then said to me, no, it's Boskop. I said, okay, there are people living here. She said, no, yeah, it is. Yeah, there are people. It's like plots, you know. Oh, I said, oh, that's great. Then back to Soweto, and then we went to Fendale. Randburg town, she bought me clothing. It was on a Saturday. Then I slept in a room. She prepared me delicious meal. Really, it was wonderful to be with my mom. Then Sunday, she had to take me back to Naledi again because the laws were not allowing black children in the area. As you know, it was still during those days.
Yes.
Yeah, she took me back to Soweto again. Then in Naledi, I started deciding. I had an animation with my cousin. My cousin and I were of the same age. Unfortunately, he is no more. He passed away 5 years ago. Then I said to my cousin, you know what? I think we need to educate ourselves, really. We can't afford this lifestyle. This is not healthy for us. Today, we are older than yesterday. In 10 years' time, you can imagine without education.
Yeah.
My cousin said, no, man. You don't have to worry, man. Things will come right. I said, no, nothing will come right. We need to do something, really. We can't just look into the sky and expect manna from heaven. We got to do something ourselves. Then she was a little bit relaxed. I then said to myself, you know what? I'm going to decide something by myself. Then I started organizing my clothing. Well, I never had a suitcase. Then I started organizing some OK plastic, you know that shop, OK. I think we still have it till today.
Yes.
Yeah, empty plastic OKs. Well, our neighbor they were well-to-do. They used to buy groceries from OK stores. Then I started asking for, just out of curiosity, just give me one plastic. Then every week I collected one. Then I said, no, this is going to be my suitcase. Yeah. I'm gonna hit the road. Then I started organizing some few. We used to wash taxis in the township. You remember those Valiants?
Yes, the six Mabone.
Yeah, the 6 Mabone. We used to wash those taxis. Then they used to give us some tips, the taxi bosses. Then I kept saving some few cents for myself. Bearing in mind, I know already how much is a ticket to Westgate Station. I know already how much is a bus fare to Randburg. I said, no, okay, let me save more money in case something happens along the way. Then I saved some few cents. I didn't tell anyone. I told my cousin one morning, I said, today is my last day, I'm going to disappear. I said, wait, I said, no. Somewhere in Randburg. I said, for what? I said, no. I'm going to seek a job as a gardener. I cannot afford this life, really. This is not good for us. Then I washed. Then just bid my aunt farewell. She was not aware. She thought maybe I'm just going around like normal because we used to go and wash taxis.
Mm.
Then I took my plastic. I hid my
What
plastic.
was your aunt's name?
Mantika, Auntie Mantika, Matsaba.
She's still alive.
Oh, she's no more. She passed away also. She's no more.
May her soul rest.
Yeah, she was located in, when she was already a pensioner in Randburg, area Phokeng, in Phokeng, if you're familiar with Phokeng in Randburg.
Yes.
Yeah, but she was already old, I think.
But she played tremendous role for that short period when your mom couldn't be with you.
Yeah, no, definitely. She played a very, very parental role, really. She used to buy, I remember very well, there are times where my aunt used to buy the Bantu World. Do you remember where Bantu World? The editor was Mr. Moleko.
Oh, yes, the Bantu World newspaper, yeah.
Yeah, newspaper. Yeah, she used to buy. Yeah. I remember whenever she had some few cents, she used to buy Bantu World. Then she used to give us the copy to read it. Then is how we started practicing the Queen's language. Then she used
which you speaking so well. You're still going to tell us how did it come that you speak so eloquently, having started as a gardener?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I have interrupted you. Let's follow the logical order of your story of getting okay plastic bags and then saying goodbye to Auntie and then hitting the road for Randburg.
Yeah, yes. I took my plastics. I hid them just behind where this big box where we used to, like, it was like where we used to put all our stuff outside. Then I hid all my clothing inside
the rubbish containers.
The rubbish containers. Yeah. Then I hit the road. Then I saw people schlepping their own suitcases by the platform. Well, I schlepped my own plastics. Then I bought a train to Westgate. Then down a street in Joburg. Then I had to travel by bus to Randburg. Then my first stop was Boskop.
And was your mama aware that you are on your way to Randburg?
She was not aware. I didn't tell her, but
okay.
The name Boskop, I asked her about the area. What is this area called? She then said to me, no, this is Boskop. Okay, what is a Blue Moon Hotel? Okay, no, that is fine. Then I asked her about the area itself. She mentioned to me, no, it's like pots, like farms.
Yes.
I said, no, that is great. Then I alighted my bus by Blue Moon Hotel. I took a walk.
Yeah.
Not knowing where I'm going. I was just taking that risk, I'm being honest. I took that risk, not knowing whether I'm going to get a job or not, but I said...
And you could be arrested because...
I could be arrested, really, because I never even had a dorm pass.
You didn't have Section 10.
And I didn't have Section 10. I didn't have the dog pass, nothing. Then on my way I was on a foot bike, the foot bike is in there.
Yes, yes.
Then I saw a white man, then I hid behind a tree. He saw me. Then he started approaching, then I started crying, really.
How old were you then?
Hello?
How old were you then?
I was 14 years old by then.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, I started crying. Then he approached me. He said, no, stop crying. What's your problem? He asked me, what's your name? And then said, Joseph. Why are you crying? And I kept quiet. I said, no, I just kept quiet. Then after some few minutes, he asked me, what do you want here? Well, I spoke in broken English.
Yeah.
I'm looking for food. I mixed everything. I'm looking for job. I want clothing. I want education. But don't give me any money as long as you can help me with education.
That was Mr. Thomason.
Yeah, that was Mr. Thomason. He was busy hunting. He had those firearms because they were privileged. He had these firearms, I think he was shooting some birds, if I remember very well.
He was having fun.
Yeah, I was still young, really. Yeah. Then Mr. Thomason said, no, okay, just follow me. And then I followed him. Plus minus 500 meters. Then we reached his destination, his property. It was a massive house.
Yeah.
Very massive. Double garage, 4 bedrooms. He never had children. He had a wife only. Then he had a domestic worker, a colored old lady. Then he introduced me to his wife, to the domestic worker, and Sharon. But she was colored. The name was Sharon.
Yeah.
The same and Sharon. Then we walked around this property. Then he showed me all the garden itself.
So he also had a need for a gardener.
Yeah, he had a need for a gardener by then, because I think the old man retired. He had somebody who retired not long.
Sure.
I think he was eager. He was looking for one. I was at the right place at the right time.
Yo, the angels were working, yeah?
Absolutely. Then he took me to my room. Well, they had only a single bed. There were some blankets.
Yeah.
What he said to me, no, tomorrow we must dash to Woolworths to buy some clothing for you and some proper clothing. As a gardener, you must have clothing for the garden and you must have proper clothing after garden. Then I never had pajamas. Then he organized me some pajamas. He said to you, I must also organize you some pajamas. Then the following day, into his car, he was driving the big Jaguar. You remember the big one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went.
So he was a true loyal British.
Yeah, he was driving the Jaguar. Yeah, Mr. Thomason and I, we drove to Randburg. The first stop, it was a hardware in Randburg. Then we bought some other equipment. He had some garden equipments, but he added some because he wanted some more manure, flowers. Then he bought some seeds. Then we dashed into the Woolworths store. He bought me proper clothing, proper shoes, pajamas. Then we dashed into the nearest restaurant. Well, blacks were not allowed. I had to stay outside. Then he walked into the shop. He bought some food. Then
so you stayed in his car?
Yeah, I was in his car because we are not allowed into the, remember those wimpies way back, blacks were not allowed.
Yes.
He then said, no, stay inside the car, I'll go buy some food. Then he bought some from the wimpy shop. It was not wimpy, but during those dark days of apartheid, there had some other beggar shops.
Yes.
Then we went into another shop. It was called potato corner.
Yeah.
They used to sell some chips and some potato stuff, all their products were made out of potato. It was called Potato Corner, the shop itself.
Yeah.
Then he bought some chips, bread. Then bought me some cold drink. Well, I had, when we took a stick away, we drove back to Randburg. Then I went into my room. Then my room, it was fully furnished. It was only, I had a shower, I had a bath. I had everything.
That was the luxury of note, man. Yeah?
Mr. Tima?
I said that must have been like a luxury of note compared to what you had experienced.
Yeah, no, it was a new life, really, meeting Mr. Thomason, really. He changed my life dramatically, but it was only the second day we met.
Yes.
Then everything started blooming on my side. Then, on the third day, I had to start my gardening activities, really. When I was still young, I never had any understanding pertaining to a garden, really. He had to guide me, he had to coach me. He showed me for 2 days what to do. Then he left everything. I had to
Tell me, out of interest, was he showing you practically or he was just instructing you?
No, he was showing me practically. Definitely, he was showing me practically. He was part of the leader also. He showed me practically.
So he had his overalls and his boots, and he was.
No, he had his jeans. Not his overalls. He had his jeans. Then he had his own. He was a runner by then. He had his running shoes. No,
and again, out of interest, what was his profession?
His profession. He was a lecturer. He was a lecturer at one of the colleges. He was a lecturer, his profession. His wife was a banker at Standard Bank.
Wow. So it was a very well-off family.
Yeah, he was a lecturer himself. The wife, he was a banker. I remember very well because in 1980, it was his last year. Then he had to delay his departure because I was still completing my JC certificate. I delayed his departure.
Wow.
He left only in the year 1981 because he waited for me to finish my JC certificate.
And tell me, he had children as well.
No, he never had children. I was his. He never.
So
had
you were his child.
Yeah, I was. He taught me the table etiquette. I never knew how to use fork and knife. He taught me how to use it.
So could you join them for Sunday meal at their house?
Yeah, no, in the morning I used to join them for breakfast. Yeah, I used to join them for breakfast in the morning. Well, lunch I used to sit by myself. Even supper I used to sit by myself. But 70% I used to share breakfast with him. He taught me how to use fork and knife, really, table manners. Really, he used to come and check me in my room. He bought me a typewriter. I was a very good I was very good when it comes to typing, really. Yeah, he bought me a typewriter. I had all the equipment. He bought me also the video cassette, those video cassettes.
So you were his child. You were living at his property, and you never had to travel back home every day, right?
Yeah, no, I used to stay at the backyard. I never went to Nale. No, I used to stay there. I stayed in Randburg for many years, Mr. Tima. I'm being honest.
And tell me, and moving around Randburg, were you not harassed by the police?
No, I was not. Because what he did, he bought me a bicycle. Then we went to Fendale police station. You know Fendale?
Yes.
Yeah, not far from Boskop. He went to the police station. He went the other side of the white section. Then I had to stay outside. Then he called me later. I think he arranged with the captain of the station whether to allow me. They said, no, it's okay, I can come through. Then they organized me a temporary permit.
Yes.
Yeah, then they then instructed him, he must take me to the Randburg Department of Home Affairs. You remember Home Affairs?
Yes.
Years ago. Yeah, he then said, no problem, I'll take him through. He's the one who organized me at the Dompas.
Wow.
Yeah, he then said to me, okay, give me your date of birth only. I'll do everything for you. Then the station commander said, no, bring the documentation. I'll have to authenticate them, just to authorize them. Then you can take him through to the Department of Home Affairs. He's the man who organized. After I was 18 years old by then when he organized me the campus.
And I guess Section 10 was sorted out.
Which one? Come again, Mr. Tina?
The famous Section 10 permit was in that way organized because he was your employer.
Yeah, no. Really, Randburg was very, very, very rigid area. We had only very few Africans. The Africans roaming that area, we had only gardeners, domestic workers. We never had professional people roaming the area, I'm being honest. It was lily white. It was very neat, very well organized. Municipality, they were very strict. The bylaws, they used to adhere by the bylaws. There were times he bought me a bicycle, but he used to tell me, before the time, you remember the curfew?
Yes.
Yeah, the curfew, 6 o'clock sharp, I must be back. Because I used to get some day offs. Then 6 o'clock I was back in my room. Then I had to pursue my studies. My mission was to put more energy into my studies, and the bicycle was just meant just to refresh myself after some few activities in the garden. And I emulated him because I used to watch him very closely. He was a bookworm himself.
Yeah.
He used to wake up in the morning. I used to wake up also in the morning. I watched him very closely, really. He was a non-drinker. He was a non-smoker. As we speak, I'm a non-drinker, I'm a non-smoker. I emulated him, really. He was a role model to me. Then I watched every step of his. Then I watched him very closely. He was a joker. He was a tennis player. I jogged till today. I'm a joker. Even this morning I went for my road run.
Yeah.
And I play tennis, and I watch tennis, and I follow tennis. All the Grand Slams, Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon, USA. I've been following tennis for many years because that love, I developed it from Mr. Russel Thomason himself because he showered me with love. When my own blood flushed me away, really gave me support. I think had it not been him, I could have fallen apart many years ago.
He was the father you never had.
No, he was more than a father to me, I'm being honest, really. Taking into consideration was of other race, because we used to call them Europeans. We never called them whites during our days.
Yes.
Yeah, because we used to call them Europeans. But really, he showered with love. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it.
I like the comment you made earlier on the WhatsApp when I was following up with you for our talk today, when you said that you just came back for your jog and for your run, and then you said education and sports belong together. I didn't know that is the influence that you got from Mr. Thomason that you're going to share with us on the show.
No, what Mr. Thomason told me, what he said to me, Joe, education and sports, they go hand in hand. Too much reading, one's mind gets bored. Then when you exercise, when you run, when your body enjoys, when your blood circulation goes faster, everything gets refreshed in your body. So does your mind. It gets refreshed. When you revert back to your studies, there is more. You can put more energy into your studies because your mind is refreshed by then. He told me not to read too much because I used to be like a bookworm, reading without any stoppage, particularly during my leave, because I used to get leave. Yeah. He then said to me, no, you can study hard, but you must have break in between. You must exercise, you must play tennis, because he bought me the tennis rackets also.
Yeah.
He bought me.
So he had a tennis court in his house, in his yard.
Yeah, no, definitely. He had everything. He had a tennis court, he had a swimming pool, he had a portion of, the squash itself, squash.
Yes.
Yeah, he had a squash. I can also play squash, but I love tennis than squash because squash is too, tennis I know is, I enjoy tennis definitely. I love playing tennis. Same applies to road running. I ran some few races. The only race I never ran is the Comrades Marathon, but I've run the two oceans. I've run city to city, Johannesburg to Pretoria. I've run the Sun City Marathon. I've run all the races. I used to stay in Netherlands. When I left Netherlands at the age of, because I got married when I was still very young, at the age of 24. We had a club. We formed our own running club in Netherlands Athletics Club. Till today, that club is still in existence. We formed it in 1980 when I was still very young.
And
because of the love I had.
Yeah. Wow.
I used to run for Soweto Athletics Club. Coming back from Randburg, working as a laborer, well, we'll get into that one later.
Yes.
My next activity as a laborer for the Metro.
And absolutely. I just want to complete the chapter of your studies for your high school with Demlin. So you ultimately graduated for your grade 12 matric then through Demlin.
Yeah, I went through. By then, through Demlin for matric, I was no more a gardener. I was a laborer, loading and offloading trucks at the Metro Cash and Carry. Metro Cash and Carry.
That was after Mr. Thomason had left.
Yeah, after Mr. Thomason had left. The year was 1981. If you can remember very well, 1981, we have some few matriculants in the country. And to enter, to get entry within the market, if you're doing a certificate for a clerical job, it was not easy by then. I had to resort for a labor job. I said, no, it's fine.
But you had obtained your matric certificate.
I had my JC certificate by then.
JC, not matric.
No, not matric. Yeah. 1981, I had my JC certificate.
Yes. And I want to knit this one very tightly. You did, after your JC, then Mr. Thomason left, and then you went to look for a job. Did you continue with your studies?
Yes, I continued with my studies. Okay, let's get it right, Mr. Tima.
Yes.
After Mr. Thomason and I, we parted. I had to come back to Soweto. My mom was already married to my stepfather, Mr. Adisai Nonkosi, in Milan.
What is his name?
Adisai.
Surname?
Kosimang. Yeah, Kosimang. KGO.
Yes.
SIEMENG. He was my stepfather. Milan Zone 1.
Yes.
Not far from the big church at ZCC, the big one in Soweto.
Yes.
Yeah, is where my mom he met Mr. Kosimang. Then they entered into marriage. Then I joined them. I never joined them for long because I had my own money. I wanted to marry. I wanted to leave the property. My mom said, no, you need to stay around a little bit. I had no problem. I'll have to look for another job. I tried Baragwana Hospital as a clerk. Hard luck. I went to the Wazirand Administration Board. Hard luck. I went to Johannesburg Municipality. No, they were looking only for matriculants. Then one evening, after my road run, I met one friend of mine. He used to work for Metro Cash and Carry. Mr. Jerry Mfongo, Netherlands Zone 6. He was a soccer player, but he was a runner on the other end. Then I narrated my story to him. He said to me, no problem, Joe, I'll organize you one. He was an Induna, a supervisor. You remember Induna?
Yes.
He said, no, I'll organize you one at Metro. He's the one who organized me a job at Metro Cash and Carry as a laborer. I said, no, it's fine, Jerry. I'll work as a laborer. I don't have any problem. We used to load and offload trucks. It was hard work, as you know. And City D, Randburg Road, not far from the city market.
Yeah.
Yeah, Metro Cash and Carry was located in that area.
Wow. Let's hold it there, my brother. When we come back, I want us to take it from there in terms of your journey. This is a beautiful story. I will be back with you.
Okay, sir.